This is Gilbert Andrew Garcia of A Tip from Gilbert, talk, inspiration, and prayer. Listen to my show every Monday from 11 to 12 on KWWJ 1360 AM, KYOK 1140 AM, KCOH at 1230 KCOH.com, Sankeet Radio at 95.1 FM, 1460 AM, and Latino Sports, KEYH 850 AM. Call in at 832-570-8075 and follow me on social media. See you then.
All right, Houston, Harris County, you have another episode of A Tip for Me. Talk, inspiration, and prayer. Thank you, studio audience. I'm Gilbert Garcia, and here we go. And, of course, I'm going to go through our guest here in just a moment. And don't forget, call in, 832-570-8075. Now, let's go through the things that we know. The Houston Texans won. Now, of course, I'm a Texans fan, but the Dallas Cowboys won. No one wants to cheer for that. I understand that. And then, of course, my wife and I dedicated some efforts at the St. Agnes Black Box Theater. We changed out all the chairs in the place. And boy, what a great difference it makes to their theater. Again, we support the theater and the arts. And continuing, the government has shut down, and here we are. I think it's like day 4 or 5 at the end of the day. What is going on? Well, hopefully we'll get someone that can tell us all that here on our next episode. But ultimately, I think everybody's to blame there because they're saying, well, blame the Republicans, blame the Democrats, etc. At the end of the day, their job is to make sure the government functions. And I spoke to one of my friends who works at a government agency, and I won't reveal her name because they're all in fear for their jobs. And I won't even reveal her agency. And morale could not be worse. Can you imagine working when all you do is you have to, number one, you're babied and you have to put to Elon Musk or Doge, the 5 things you did. And can you imagine wondering if you're going to have a job and all the fear around that, and you don't have any certainty, and people are saying that you don't really work hard, and those are supposed to be the people that are employing you saying that. Imagine everybody else. But that's what they're going through. So if you see a federal worker out there, give them a hug because, my goodness, it's very difficult out there. But let's go to our guest. And our guest is Miss Beth Harp of Kids Meals. And so, Beth, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And so thank you, studio audience. And, so you were one of the 2024 Most Admired CEO from the Houston Business Journal.
Yes, that was such an honor.
Wasn't that wonderful?
Yeah, it was such an honor.
But, I was reading your bio, and my goodness, you deserve it. Because y'all do such incredible things. Before we go into everything that you do, I want to know, are you a Houstonian?
I am a Houstonian, born and raised.
Yeah.
And I heard you mention St. Agnes. I went to St. Agnes.
Did you go to St. Agnes?
Yes,
Okay.
I
Do you know the Black Box Theater where they have their little, it fits about 110 people. Well, anyways, my daughter, St. Agnes, and my daughter is now first year at University of Chicago.
Oh, congratulations.
That's my princess.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this. So when you were walking the halls of St. Agnes, did you ever dream you'd be doing what you're doing?
No, I didn't. I was, what I say, voluntold a lot. My mom actually here in Houston started an organization called Child Advocates.
Are you Marty Braniff? Are you related to Marty?
You know my mom?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
I know your mom.
Small world.
Yes, I know your mom. And you've got kind of that, that glow about you. And tell me, where's your mom now?
My mom actually is retired in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Wow.
And traveling the world. She's actually in Sicily right now. But
wow.
She was such a role model.
Oh, I love her. We were in Leadership Houston together.
Oh, my gosh.
Back class 10.
Yes.
And that was, I think they're up to 44 now. So it was 34 years ago. And so that must have been somewhere around 1992 or something like that. And your mom was, at that time, building Child Advocates.
Yes, she
was. So I know your mom. I love your mom.
Thank you. Me too.
Yeah, tell her that you're on the show with me, Gilbert Garcia.
Okay,
She's gonna hopefully she'll remember me.
I'm sure she will.
Tell her it's from Leadership Houston, class 10.
Yes. You know, she just turned 82 and she's got the
No.
better memory than me.
No, I can't believe it.
Yes. Yes. So,
Well, she's in my memory, frozen in time, and she just is lovely.
oh, thank you.
And I remember how she was tireless for child advocates.
She was. She was so dedicated to helping children in need and children that were abused and neglected. And so I had that as a role model. And although I didn't know that I would ever go into nonprofit work, I ended up there, you know, and just so grateful because nonprofit work it's hard work, but it fills your soul like nothing
Yeah.
else.
It's the Lord's work.
It is the
It
Lord's
really
work.
is.
Yes.
Because you could probably be in the private sector and make more money, as they say, but you're driven
Absolutely.
by something greater than that.
Yes.
Which is something bigger than yourself and to help others who really need the help.
Right.
We'll go back for a second. So then your journey, you were at St. Agnes.
Yes.
And then where did you go to college?
Yes,
Where'd
I
you
went
go?
to Texas Tech, which is so funny. All my friends from St. Agnes were going to UT or A&M, and I just wanted to go do something different. So, and it was a little further away, and I went to Texas Tech, and I loved it, and I majored in communications and PR and advertising, and got out of school and went to Dallas, and loved Dallas. I worked for an ad agency for several years, and then got engaged, and my husband now got a job in Houston, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go back home.
Yeah.
But my mom said, come work for Child Advocates for 6 months while you look for a job, because they didn't have any event coordination, PR, marketing.
What
anything.
year was this?
This
Do
was
you recall?
1989.
1989. And did you come?
I came
And then
Yes.
how long did 6 months turn into?
almost 20 years.
How did I know that was going
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
the punchline?
yes.
I just knew
Yes.
it. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Well, you know, child advocates, how many employees are there? I mean, how big is that organization?
I don't know now. I think it's around 40 or 50 that are there now. I know that it's significantly grown because of the need.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But yes.
No
so,
doubt. Well, how exciting is that?
Yes.
So it's in your DNA.
Yes.
I mean, it really is, because if you're any child of Marty Braniff, it's in their DNA.
Yes.
Because that was in her DNA.
It was.
Yes. Oh, I
Yeah.
remember her so. I'm so glad we reconnected.
Yes.
So let's come back. So did you start Kids Meals or you joined it?
Kids Meal started in 2006 by a lady that had few years earlier had seen little ones, children 5 and under, dumpster diving for food, and it was in the Greater Heights, Independence Heights area. So it started in 2006. She was just making sandwiches out of her own home, and but I came in 2008. When the organization was reforming, and have been blessed to be there ever since. I started as a contractor. I was actually working for Child Advocates, but as I went contract there because I wanted to stay home more with my children.
Yep.
And I had a friend that called me, and this is such an interesting story. He said, Beth, we are supporting this organization. We're reforming with a new board. Would you come over here and look at it and see if you could help us with fundraising and event planning and marketing, all those things? And I said I'd be happy to. So I came over and I went out on a ride, what we call a ride or delivery. And at that time we had 2 vans. We had one that was donated from the Junior League of Houston and one that was a brand minivan with a zip tie on the side.
Wow.
Just to hold it closed. So
Wow.
we went out and not very far from where the office is located in Independence Heights, which is really close to Garden Oaks. We were going down this street and there was this big hedge, and you would never know it was there, but we drove in behind the hedge and there was a trailer park. And I had been working in nonprofit, like I had said, for 20 years. I thought I'd seen poverty. I could not believe what I was seeing. I thought I was in a third world country. And what I saw were little kids just waiting on their little makeshift stairs attached to their trailers, just waiting for a meal. I saw kids chasing the van. And most impactful for me is when we stopped and we honked the horn for delivery, kids running out to the van like it's Christmas to get a toy, just to get a lunch. And I really didn't ever realize that kind of hunger existed in our city and in our country. And I was just shocked by it. And I was so grateful and blessed that they brought me on as a contractor many years ago. So that was 17 years ago. And I was just given the gift to help build this organization.
It's heartbreaking to hear all that.
It
I mean,
is.
It's just,
It just shouldn't be.
Especially in this city with all these incredible towers and all this wonderful, this country and all the wealth. When you think about people that are worth hundreds of billions of dollars, and here we have people that are just trying to get a sandwich.
Just trying to get by, yes.
I'm just,
yes.
I'm struggling with that. Let me ask you this. Is it still like that in your mind?
It is. Unfortunately, according to recent surveys, Harris County is number 1 in the nation for children living food insecure. And so that's 1 in 4 that are living food insecure.
And when people say food insecure, because that sounds so, I know that's a term.
Yes, it's a term,
It
yes.
sounds so unemotional. At the end of the day, you're talking about people that are starving. I mean, they're hungry.
They're hungry.
I mean, that's really what we mean here.
Yeah, that's what we mean. The other thing that it means is, when you're on such a limited budget, you can buy a lot more unhealthy food. You can buy a lot of top ramen. You can buy a lot of pork rinds. You can go to the corner store and get those foods. But affording those fresh fruits and vegetables, the things that are really going to nourish the mind and body of growing children, that is what is really hard for these families to do. And so we are committed to making sure that every child that we deliver a meal to on a daily basis has 4 items. They have a protein item, they have a fruit item, they have a healthy snack, and a juice, water, or milk. And because, we're focusing on the little ones, 5 and under.
Right.
First of all, most of them are not able to get into one of the free preschool age programs where they can get free breakfast, free lunch.
How come?
Because they're so limited in the weights, the line, not the lines, but there's not enough spots for all the children that need them.
Oh my goodness.
So what happens is those kids will be fed when they get to school at age 6, but our human brains are going to be 90% developed by the time we reach age 5. And so that is critical that we get that nutrition in these little brains and bodies so they can meet their developmental milestones and be able to learn and grow like other children. And they say education is the great equalizer, but you and I, every human being, you can't learn when you're hungry.
That's right.
You can't learn when you're dizzy, when your tummy's aching, when you don't have the proper nutrition. So Kids Meals is committed to being a partner with our families to make sure that every child that we serve has at least one nutritional meal each weekday.
My goodness. I just want to, I don't know if I want to cry or I want to scream or
Right.
both, because we got to do better.
We got to
in
do
this
better.
city, in this country. We got to do better. But let me go back to something. So I read somewhere, I don't know if it was the Kinder study or something from Hobby or U of H, where there's a big percentage, and I just can't repeat it right now, of people in Harris County and in Houston that cannot afford an emergency expenditures of even $400. In other
Yes.
words, if they have something go wrong and they need an extra $400, they can't even come up with that.
Yes.
So the amount of poverty in this city
Right.
is really huge.
It
Is that
is.
right? I mean,
Yes.
you see it.
We see it daily, and we did an exercise with our board, and it was through the Greater Houston Community Foundation with Understanding Houston. It was so interesting, and we went through this exercise where each of us were given a sheet of paper, and we were given a job. Just say, I'm a teacher, and my spouse or the person that I live with works in a restaurant as a waiter. And so we added up. So say they make $60,000 a year and they got 4 kids. And some people would look like, why do they need help? They're making
Right.
money. We went through the whole exercise and you put in all of the expenses.
Right.
And not one of us, and we all had different jobs in that range. Some made a little more, some made a little less. Not one of us, when we got to the end of all the expensive of housing, having a car, insurance, anything, childcare for your children, any daily expenses. When we got to the end, not one of us had enough of a budget for healthy food, or some for not even any food. And
Well-
so the problem, it's an income problem.
Right. I come from a modest family, and many of my relatives, they didn't go to college. I'm first generation college, and many of them really are living check to check, and doing odd jobs, etc. And at the end of the day, they can't even afford insurance. In other
Right.
words, insurance is a luxury.
It is a luxury.
They don't have
yes.
auto insurance.
Right.
They don't have health insurance. Their health insurance is don't get sick.
Right.
And they don't have retirement. Their retirement is call Gilbert.
Yes,
No,
yes.
I really mean it.
Yeah.
So when we think about, well, you got to pay for your cable, you got to pay for your phone, and you got to pay for insurance. No, you don't. A lot of people don't pay for any of those things because that's a luxury.
It
all
is
of
a
them.
luxury, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let me go back to something. And so we have a caller already. Let's take this call, and then we'll come back to my next item. So, is there an Ernie there?
Hey, good morning. Happy Monday.
Ernie, how
Gilbert,
are
happy
you? You got me,
Monday,
Gilbert
Beth.
Garcia, and I have, of course, Miss Beth Harp from Kids Meals. What do you got for us today?
Oh, I just want to say good morning. What wonderful conversation that you're having. Oh, Beth, I love you so much. Gilbert and I met your mom through Leadership Houston together.
Oh, my goodness.
Ernie, can you
Yes.
believe it? It's Marty Brandon's daughter.
I know. It's Mark. We remember her when we did her project.
Yes.
Remember, Beth?
Yes.
We did your project
The
for our
play
school.
I know
stereotype.
exactly who you are. So good to hear
Yes,
from you.
can you believe that?
It's so good to see you and hear from you too, because I caught you at one of the United Way meetings that we were both at.
Yes.
And it was great to see you. But I have to say, this is wonderful conversation because I worked with your mom for 10 years with Child Advocates on the board.
Yes.
And I received that President's Award. But it was when, like Gilbert said, we were at Leadership Houston, and she was looking for people to help her push Child Advocates. And I was so proud to be a part of that. And I'm proud of you right now because in the Chronicle yesterday, it had the big article. I sent it to Gilbert. It had the big article on 2 pages regarding the situation of this city of Houston, which is disgusting because we are the 4th largest and we are the worst in feeding our children.
Yes, you're exactly
And
right.
all of the United States. I couldn't even believe those statistics. And once Gilbert reads them, he's going to get sicker. He's
Yeah.
going to be so upset. And I'm telling you, Beth, what you're doing is God's work, period.
I
Period.
agree. There's been so many miracles along the way, and I just feel like we get to do this every day. We get to bless children and families.
I mean, and
And
they
that's
need,
what nonprofit work is. That is God's work.
yeah, and they need it so desperately, don't they, Ernie? I mean, you think about people don't have emergency money for anything. They don't have health insurance. They probably don't even have auto insurance, or they probably don't even have a car, and they're using, of course, mass transit, and it's just heartbreaking. And if you
And
look at the
poverty doesn't, and another thing too, Gilbert, when you're talking about that, poverty does not look at race. All the people across this city, if you go by zip code, it's all diverse people.
that's right.
It's not just one group.
And, if you look at our schools, HISD, hats off to them for trying to feed the kids. But in reality, you think about it, the number one thing they should be doing is educating our kids. Can you imagine HISD now is, I guess, giving all this food and everything for people? My goodness. But that's how desperate this situation is.
Well, sometimes we get referrals from schools. Older kids, sometimes we could hear from a school nurse or somebody else that the older kids are stuffing their pockets with food. They're not supposed to take the food out. They have to eat it there. But they're trying to bring it home to their younger siblings, and just so they can have some food in the house.
That's killing me right now.
So, yeah.
That's just
It's killing me.
that's horrible. That's horrible. It's worse than horrible. I can't even imagine that. That's how
That's
horrible
why I'm
that
so
is.
proud of both of you today on this show, because it's like Gilbert just said, I want to cry. I mean, this is such a vital subject that you wish you didn't even have to discuss it. But it's true. And Beth, please keep the word out there, because I know that I can't wait to go see the new building, and I can't wait to volunteer my time. I love helping at the food bank, but I'm telling you, I love that they were able to make that building for you guys. Was it ExxonMobil?
It was a full capital campaign, and ExxonMobil gave us the lead gift. But it was a capital campaign with over 300 donors at all different levels that made it happen.
We're going to go.
Hats off.
We're going to go
Thank
through
you.
all that. Let's go through all of that. Well, Ernie.
Thank you for letting me call.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Ernie, and
Beth.
please call in some more, okay? I've got to go out of town today. I leave here, unless you can come sooner. I leave here, I think, at 4 or 3. That's when my flight is, so I got to leave here before that. But if not, I'll be back Wednesday, I believe.
Wonderful. And I'm telling you, Gilbert, you are hitting it on the spot when you bring in this information to the community, because now everybody's going to want to help.
Amen.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you, Ernie.
Thank you so much. It's so good to hear from you.
Always good to hear from you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Can you imagine she and I were in the
I
class
know.
with your
I
mom?
remember her, Ernestine.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
let me ask you this. So how does one, as a family or a child, a parent want to sign up a child, how do they get on your roster to be able to receive, food, et cetera?
It's really easy. We're in 56 zip codes between Harris and Montgomery counties, and those are all zip codes where we're actually doing home delivery to homes, apartments, and trailers, so that anybody can go to our website that needs help, and there's a need help button at the top. They click it, and there's an application. The application is very low barrier, because those zip codes where we are serving, we know that's where children and families are living most, here's the word again, food insecure, which means you're unsure of your next meal. And so the requirements for the application, you live in one of our zip codes where we're doing delivery, then that the child will qualify for free breakfast, free lunch when they are school age eligible,
Right.
and that they have a child that's 5 and under in the home. We focus on those kiddos that are 5 and under, but anytime school is out, we feed all of the older siblings in the home. Because you can't
Wow.
pull up in a van and you got a 2-year-old standing there hungry and an 8-year-old standing there hungry too, and not feed that child.
Well, let me ask you this. So go back. What is your website? I want everyone to know. You click there, I need help, but go to the website. What is
Okay,
it?
it's kidsmealsinc.org.
Let's just go on. Let's go on there if you could, Mr. Producer. Kidsmealsinc.org. Let's just take a look at that real quick. There it is.
Yes.
Well, how do we make a donation to there? How would I make a donation to that?
There's also a very convenient donate
Let's
button.
go. Do you see that donate button? See that right there?
Yes, right there.
You see that there, Mr.
It
Producer?
says
Donate?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Okay, while we're talking, I'm gonna go to that. I'm gonna make a donation of $1,000
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness, you're such a
Well,
blessing.
I
Thank you.
gotta figure out. We're gonna do it live right now,
Okay.
so everyone can see that I'm gonna do this as we keep talking. So let me just go back there. It was Kids Meals.
Inc.
Okay, Kids with a S.
Yes.
Kids Meals. There it is. Okay.
Inc.org.
All right, I'm gonna go there right now. Donate. Okay, I'm gonna get on. Ooh, it went to me. We moved. Hold on.
Oh well, you just that's it. If you just click out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, donate. All right, I'm going to keep going here. There we go. I'm going to keep going. So then I want to come to something. Oh, we have another caller already. Was it Natalie or Natalia? Natalia, are you there?
I am.
Natalia, you have me, Gilbert Garcia, with a tip from me with Miss Beth Harp of Kids Meals. And boy, do they do the Lord's work. What do you got for us?
They sure do. So I have a question. What do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about food insecurity here in Houston?
I think that some of the biggest misconceptions are it could be your neighbor and you don't know. There are so many families that are living paycheck to paycheck that are working multiple jobs, that are doing their best to get by. And I don't think any of us realize how frequently we see it all over the city in just a host of different zip codes. And it just, it is just heartbreaking to see that. And the other thing about food insecurity, I don't think people realize, is a little bit of what I was saying before, is that you can buy affordable, unhealthy food, you can fill your belly, but if kids don't have basic nutrition, their brains and bodies are not going to be able to develop correctly. They're not going to be able to learn, and it has that what I call the trickle up effect. It has the effect because, like I was saying, education is the great equalizer. But there's information that food insecurity and poverty, the stress of poverty and the lack of basic nutrition, can actually alter the structure of your brain to where you're living in this fight or flight mode and you can't learn like other children. And so there's information I just heard from HISD Foundation last week that if you are not reading by third grade because, for whatever reason, and a lot of it does tie to poverty and food insecurity, then if you are not reading by third grade, you have a 10 times more chance of not graduating high school. And there's even statistics that show the correlation between not reading on third grade level, not graduating high school, and your chances of ending up in our detention system. It's just a cycle.
That's terrible.
And so it is terrible.
That is terrible.
And
you think about all the money required in the detention system, whether it's juvenile hall or even the justice system, and as time goes on, all the money we spend there, if we would have started and intervened earlier and helped them with nutrition, etc., school, etc., we could have saved money.
Yes.
I mean, when you really think about the cost of all the court system and juvenile system and all that, it's staggering.
Yes.
And you got to invest early in these young people.
Yes. One thing that's really unique about Kids Meals is we have searched the nation. We're the nation's only home delivery service for preschool age children that are living in poverty.
The only one?
The only one. We've searched the nation. If somebody knows of another one, we would love to know. We had searched. We would love to make this model replicable in other cities as well, because we watch it work. And while it works is because not only are we providing daily nutrition, but we're providing a ray of hope. When we pull up in our vans, they're big, colorful vans. You have our drivers that we call hope providers with big smiles on our face, and we decorate those lunch bags for those kiddos. And they come running out, and they have a relationship with our drivers, our hope providers, that are extension of family.
And it's every day.
And it's every day, Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
Yes. And the other thing is that our hope providers are trained by our staff to, in a partnership with Texas Children's Hospital, to use an app called findhelp.org. And this app is a resource app. If anybody's not checked it out, it's incredible.
Wow.
So our drivers can pull up and say mom is interested. She needs to make more money, so she needs job training. She needs financial literacy. She needs digital literacy. They need to know, or they have a sick child. Whatever it is they need, our hope providers are trained. They put in their zip code of the family in this app, findhelp.org, and they're able to put in what resources they need and refer them those resources right on the spot that are free and reduced resources for the families to help them build better lives. And then we take it to the next level. We've actually put on our staff like a family resource team. And now we're going to be able, in this new building that we just built, we have education and conference rooms that we're going to be able to provide education to our families to help them be more self-sufficient. So we're going to work with other nonprofits. We're good at food. We're going to work with nonprofits that are good at providing educational resources. So we're working with several banks on financial literacy. We're working with Compudon on digital literacy. We're working with American Heart Association for, heart healthy foods and how to do it on a budget, so that they can learn and build better lives for themselves.
How wonderful. And by the way, look at that.
Thank you so much.
I don't know if you can see that. Our firm and I just donated $1,000, and everyone can see that. The bottom line is it's a great cause, and it was easy to do. So Natalia, so what do you think? Does it make sense to you? Do you have a follow-up? Oh, I think we lost her already. We have another caller, though. Don't touch that dial, as they say. Is there a Derek there? Derek, are you there?
Yes, how are you, Gilbert?
Good. You got me, Gilbert Garcia, the tip from me, and I've got, of course, Kids Meal CEO, Beth Harp. What do you got for us, Derek?
Well, you know, I just want to say, I do remember, Miss Harp, that a lot of that, I think before this program started, Heard and Carol Porter was doing that. And I don't know exactly what happened with that particular group, but I do know they were there. I know Miss Porter is still living here in Houston, so hopefully she can give you all a call. I just wanted to say too. Oh yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I've never met Carol, but she's the one that started with the original concept many years ago, and just applaud her for those efforts. I know it was known as a different organization, but yeah, what a difference she did make.
Go ahead,
she did.
Derek. You keep going. What do you got, my friend?
Okay, and this is what I want to say. You know, as the days grow darker, the hidden plights in this city is going to be increasingly exposed. And the people are going to be looking for who is responsible, because it's like I heard you all talking about the zip codes. I mean, how interesting that in today, just that people today are being separated and deprived by zip codes today. New food deserts are being created. And I'm so glad you mentioned about these zip codes, because if we go back and look into where all this began and all the poverty type areas, it all started with redlining. The first time, Gilbert, I've ever been exposed to redlining was back in the 80s when Minister Robert Muhammad, at the time, that was his name. He took us to the back because he was working for a bank at the time. And he showed this big, huge board, and all those areas where the banks were saying that they was not going to be giving loans, and then the subprime loan areas, they were all covered in red. Mm-hmm. I thought that was interesting.
Well,
but keep doing what you're doing, ma'am, because but I can honestly tell you that if what was that last Hurricane Harvey did not expose that to the world and expose that to the nation. Did you see how many people were lined up in Mercedes and all those top brand cars waiting in the food lines?
Oh yeah. Well, Derek, I have done many of these turkey giveaways, and I'm doing one on November the 1st. And sometimes you'll hear callous people say, oh, they could get a job or things of that nature.
Right.
But when you see people in line for 3 or 4 hours to get a free, turkey for Thanksgiving, believe me, they'd much rather be doing other things. They need that food. They need that moment. And that's how you know it is widespread, the need. So I totally resonate. And by the way, I've had Minister Muhammad on my show. And he's wonderful. What a gentleman he is. And he did a lot to sort of bridge the gap between and educate all the different religions, whether it's the Jewish community, talk about Catholicism, Christianity, and the Muslim community. He was just wonderful. And I just got to have him on the show again.
Yes, thank you, and thank you so much, ma'am, for doing what you're doing. But I tell you that, but a lot more is coming down the pike, because even a lot of the farmers, I don't know why the politicians constantly keep putting these lies, thank you, and all this stuff. They're like people thanking you, but the farmers are saying something totally different now, and I don't see them thanking any of them. So thank y'all so much for this show.
Thank you, Derek. Please call in again. All right, we have Isaiah Martin on the line. Is that might be Mr. Isaiah Martin? Let's just see. Isaiah, is that you? Isaiah, is that you?
Can you hear me? That's me.
Brother, I can hear you. You got me, Gilbert Garcia, with a tip from me. And I'm here with my guest, which is Miss Beth Harp of Kids Meals. But let me ask you this, Isaiah. What's going on the campaign trail?
Man, I'm just so excited to be here, my friend. Thank you so much for having me. Look, we are building so much momentum in this campaign. It is absolutely insane. Just last week, we announced the largest ever campaign finance fundraising quarter in the history of the 18th Congressional District. $718,000 raised in Q3 from 35,000 people, giving an average of $19 a person.
Come on.
Is that momentum?
It's
crazy, man.
That's more than that's fantastic. I can't help, if you don't mind, to talk about when you were there before Austin and you got arrested and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just terrible how callous people can be. And it takes someone like you to go up there and hit them in the face and say what needs to be said. And, of course, what do? They silence you by arresting you.
That's right.
And, I'm just listening to Miss Harp, and when you think about all the poverty and everything that exists, and I'm sure a lot of those people are in your congressional district, CD18. Right. And to think that there's no representation even now, it's just terrible.
It's insane.
It's
the
terrible.
Fact that we've gone all this time without a rep is insane,
It's terrible. Well, what do you know about poverty in the district? Because Ms. Harp, of course, is really educating us on the need for it. What I'm taking away is, number one, the need is great. That's the one thing I hear from you. Second, you got to get them early. You got to get them when they're preschool. You got to get them young because their brains are developing, and you got to get them before they're already big, and then their brains are already developed, and then all of a sudden they're not reaching their full potential. Those are some of the things that I got out of you. But what do you get there, Isaiah? I don't know if you heard the whole show, but what do you see out there on the campaign trail about the need for SNAP and the need for things like kids' meals and other support, whether it's the government or whether it is philanthropic?
Well, the attacks on SNAP has really been truly devastating. A lot of people are being affected by this. And I say, look at the current fight that we're in right now for healthcare. A lot of people have gotten letters in the mail over the last few days saying that their healthcare premiums can go up if Congress does not act, right? So, look, I think that we've got to be able to fight a lot harder in D.C. I support the work that they're doing to prevent premiums from going up higher than what it is. But I think in addition to that, we've got to be talking about what we're going to do to get more grocery stores directly inside of our community, how we can create federal, grocery stores to go and do that. I talk a lot about guaranteeing health care for every single person so you don't have to pay these ridiculous prices, to guarantee childcare so that if you have to go out and put your grandkid or your child in a daycare, you absolutely can have that guaranteed. And in addition to that, we have to be able to go and get rid of the ridiculous tariffs that are making groceries a lot more expensive for people. So there's a lot of things that Washington can do to save money. But I think ultimately, if we want to get to the root of poverty, we've got to be able to invest in these after-school programs for our kids, to expose them to a wealth of things they can do in their adult life. We've got to be able to go and surge trade back into our schools, because Republicans have taken funding away from a lot of that stuff to go and help people as well. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but we're going to have to get to work on that pretty quickly.
Well, before you hang up, give us your whole website and everything else. People want to get involved with your campaign.
Absolutely. They can go to isaiahmartin.org, ISAIAHMARTIN.org. And today, we're absolutely dropping our first campaign ad of the cycle. It's coming out today. So folks will be seeing that a lot on the airwaves here in Houston. And I go to a lot of football games, high school football games and stuff as well. You guys see me out, definitely come and stop me and say hello. Isaiah,
thank you so much for calling in, and please call in again. That's Isaiah Martin, of course, who has been really involved in the community for a long, long time, worked with Sheila Jackson Lee, the Sheila, and I can just say Sheila because we all can. And, of course, he's now running to replace her on CD 18. Thank you, Isaiah.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir, my friend. So, Beth, coming back, tell us about the growth of the organization, because I was reading how much it has grown. The budget has grown, the number of meals served has grown, the number of employees have grown. It's phenomenal. Tell us about that.
I'm so grateful for the Houston community just embracing us and embracing our mission. And so we have really grown, as you said. When I started 17 years ago, we were serving about 800 children a day, which is incredible, with 2 routes. And now today we are serving more than 11,000 children each weekday that are 5 and under.
Wow. Wow.
And our budget is $6.7 million, and for that we'll be able to provide close to 3.5 million meals this year. So what's unique about Kids Meals is we are such good stewards of the donor dollar, whether it's an individual, a foundation, a corporation. We are such good stewards that we can deliver out a healthy meal right to the doorsteps of a child for less than $2 a day.
Wow.
And that's an all-in organization cost. That's the food, the gas, the van, our building, our staff, everything.
Is your food donated?
Some food is.
Because how is it? That's amazing.
Some food is donated, but we have great food partners that allow us to buy at really discounted prices. We used to get about 20% of our food donated from the Houston Food Bank. We've been a long-time Houston Food Bank partner and so thankful for them. Because of the USDA cuts, we for the food that goes in our lunches, it's less than 5% that we're receiving now. So
wow.
Our food costs are going up, and that's one of our biggest challenges right now. But we are trying to get creative and trying to work with people like you. So grateful people like you for helping us spread the word, because the cash donation is what really can propel us into a different realm to be able to purchase more food, because we've got the buying power for, if you think of 11,000 kids a day, we can buy a lot more food for a lot less than me and you go into Costco.
I totally get it. And do y'all have like a kitchen? Do you prepare the food?
You've got to come see this.
I want to come see it.
We have now built a purpose-built building that's 54,000 square feet.
God, that's huge.
That is got a volunteer meal prep area that is so big we can fit over 100 volunteers per shift in this area, and it's really so much better than where we were before.
Right.
We were in a office park warehouse, and it was not purpose built.
I understand.
We just kept trying to put different holes in different walls and trying to make it work. But this is allow us to speed up our process. And since we moved in the last 5 to 6 weeks, I think it's 6 weeks we've been there, we've been able to increase the number to, we moved in, we were about 10,000 kids a day. We're now over 11,000 kids
wow,
a day.
and that's with the new building. Tell us about, let's give a plug. Exxon gave the lead gift?
Yes, ExxonMobil gave the lead gift. And
Can we say how much that is or no?
yes.
How much was it?
It was $3.3 million.
God, what amazing.
Yes.
Hats off to Exxon.
Hats off to Exxon.
Yeah, I mean, no, really.
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
And we were so grateful, because if you notice at any of the sports stadiums, if you notice anywhere, Exxon doesn't put their name on anything unless they truly believe it. And the fact that they had such faith and belief in Kids Meals and our mission, and not only gave us the incredible resources to be able to build this building, but lent us their name. It's the Kids Meals ExxonMobil campus, gives our organization
Wow.
such credibility as we've never had before, and we're so grateful to them.
Wow, how wonderful. So let me ask you this. So how much was the whole raise for the building? And do you own the building?
Yes, we own the building. We built it from ground up.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And you have parking and everything?
We do have parking.
Well,
but-
where is it? Tell us where it is.
Okay, the new building
Yes.
is in Spring Branch at Hammerly and Hollister, and we were able to find a piece of land thanks to Frank Liu with Levitt Commercial.
Oh,
Levitt.
good for Frank. I know
Yeah,
Frank.
yes,
Good man.
Yes,
Good man.
and he's been a huge supporter, and we were able to find this land. It was raw land, 55 acres of land that's right there in Spring Branch.
God, sounds humongous.
But we were able to purchase 5 acres from him for a discounted price, thanks to him. And we were able to build a 54,000 square foot building. And it's going to enable us, our ultimate goal is now to get to 26,000 kids a day we just moved up our goal by 2029.
Wow, 26,000. Part of me wants to say hooray, but part of me wants to say, how terrible that there's 26,000 kids that need to be served and get food every day, Monday through Friday.
You know, and there's
But
more
thank God
than
you're
that.
there.
Yeah, then there's more than that. In Harris County, there's about 100,000 kids on any given day that need our services, that would qualify for our services. So we got a long way to go, but we are so grateful for each one of those individual children that we can help. And there's so many things going on, you know, in the political landscape in the world
Right.
today that we can't control, but what we can control as an organization is to be hope and nutrition for these children every day.
Boy, how wonderful. We have another caller already. Is there I can't say, is that Lenny? Lenny, are you there, Lenny?
Yes, I am. How are you doing this morning?
Good. Lenny, you got me, Gilbert Garcia, a tip from me. And again, we're talking about food insecurity for young kids. And we're talking with the CEO, Miss Beth Harp of Kids Meals. What do you got for us, Lenny?
Yeah, I just want to start off by saying that I absolutely adore what you guys are doing and how much you're giving back.
Thank you.
For people who can't necessarily donate financially, is there like community events or is there a way to volunteer for your organization?
Yes,
how great.
thank you so
How-
much
how
for
does one
asking.
volunteer?
Yes, you know, we simply do not exist without volunteers, so I really appreciate you asking that question. You can go to kidsmealsinc.org and go to the Take Action tab, and you can volunteer with us in person in our new building, and there's also lots of DIY opportunities. One thing that is so simple that makes a huge difference is people can participate in decorating brown bags for kids. And this sounds so simple, but the kids, if you're living in an impoverished, stressful situation and somebody shows up in a colorful van, smile on their face and a decorated bag, it just says, we see you. Somebody cared enough to decorate a bag for you and to bless you on that day. So there's lots of DIY opportunities on our website, but would love for you to come volunteer in our new location.
And DIY means what?
Oh, do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
Sorry.
Boy, you got to be with it with all this new
Yeah, I'm sorry.
you know, fear of missing out. What is that? FOMO?
Yeah.
I'm learning those things. My
Yes.
daughter's teaching me. How wonderful is that?
Yes.
Well, Lenny, what do you thought? I'm looking at it right now on the website. Boy, look at all these people, all those bags, all the work there. I can see it on the website. How wonderful is that? It seems like a great opportunity for a company to, you know, spend a day and help out. I mean, what a great thing. Well, let me ask you, Lenny, you got anything else for us?
No, I think that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lenny.
Thank you for thinking of us to come volunteer. Appreciate you.
So let's go back there for a second, Beth. So how many, you said before there were 2 drivers.
Back
Back
then,
then.
yes.
How many are there now?
There's 22 now.
Wow.
Yes.
That is just unbelievable.
It is. It is.
And you have a van for each one of them, and it's your
We
kids meals van and everything.
Yes, we have a fleet of 24 vans now, and every single van has been donated by an individual, a corporation, or a foundation.
Wow.
We are so grateful, and Group 1 Automotive has been a huge part of that.
And they're the ones that are providing the vans or
they have
fixing them?
provided several of our vans, along with several of their executives that have personally bought us vans. So just so grateful. And Mac Height Ford provides all of our maintenance for free.
Wow, Matt Kite Ford, give it up for them.
Yes.
My goodness, that is so great. We want to give a shout out to everyone that's doing the right thing. Frank Liu was another one, ExxonMobil, Matt Kite Ford. Who else should we be giving a shout out to that is doing a lot to help the organization?
There's so many corporations that are working with us. One thing that's kind of fun that's going on right now is we are in a partnership with the Houston, Texas, and TDECU. I said it right?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. And we've been chosen as the red zone beneficiary. So every time the Texans get in the red zone, TDECU makes a contribution to kids' meals. And along with that, Jalen Petrie, who we love, he's just an incredible human, who is with the Houston Texans, is our partner and our spokesperson, and for the third year in a row, he's launched a campaign, Feed 5 More, and so he's raising money to help feed more children for kids' meals and also for his foundation, which is called Petrie Boys.
Wow, and I'm embarrassed. What's his role at the Texans? I don't know him.
He is on the defense, and he's
one of the
I think he's a
players.
Safety. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
excuse me for not knowing.
Yes.
How wonderful. And going back, so every time they get inside the red zone, which is 20 yards or in,
Yes.
they give, and how much does the Texans, how much are they giving each time?
We don't. $300 every single time they get in the red zone. And last year for the charity they did it was close to $30,000 by
how
the end of this.
great.
So we got to be rooting on those Texans. Well, we need to be doing that anyway because
That's
they're
right.
a wonderful home team. But yes, so every time they do that. And, it's such a gift because not only are the funds becoming available, but every time it happens on the radio and TV, they're mentioning us and mentioning kids' meals, which again is helping with that brand awareness and helping tell our story that we are a major player in helping end food insecurity for children in our city.
Wow. I'm going to have to reach out to Mr. Petrie after the season and see if we can get him on the air so we can
He's
talk
wonderful.
about all the things he's doing.
Yes.
And why, because that's so great.
Yes.
Is he a Houstonian?
He is from right outside of Houston, yes.
Oh,
yeah,
how
and
wonderful.
he lives here, and yes, and he just got married this summer, and he's got the biggest heart. I've actually gotten to deliver meals with him twice.
Oh, how wonderful. Can you imagine him showing up?
Oh, the kids go just absolutely crazy.
I can only imagine.
Yes.
When y'all show up, it's kind of like the ice cream truck coming.
Yes.
When you were young, or the snow cone machine guy coming over.
Yes.
Your Kona ice guy.
Yeah.
I mean, or a woman. How wonderful is that? So when you built out the space, etc., what was the total raise to make it all happen?
The total raise was we've raised so far $38.5 million.
For the building
and the land. And we're in the final phase. We only have about $1.2 million to go, and it's a sustainability phase because just like when you build a home and you need to have an emergency fund, Kids Meals wants to have a sustainability fund, a building maintenance fund, so that we never in the future have to pull from operational dollars and not feed children to fix an AC. Or
Right.
if something happens with the building.
Right.
We are prepared, we're ready, we've been a good steward of the donor dollars, everybody that's given to the building, and we can sustain this. Because the goal is way after I'm gone,
Right.
way after everybody that's raised the money are going, this building is still there and supporting children and families in need.
Wow. Oh, that's just studio audience. Come on, that's phenomenal. Well, let me ask you this: when you go through it all, did you ever dream you'd have a 55,000 square foot building and $38 million
No.
capital campaign that you're going to complete? And 22 drivers, 11,000 meals. These are big numbers.
They are big numbers, and no. When I first started as a contractor with Kids Meals 17 years ago, I shared a desk with a postage machine, and it was barely 2 feet long, this little desk. And so we have very humble beginnings. But what I will say is that there's nothing like Kids Meals as a charity. The concept is so simple. The simple concept of healthy food directly in a child's hand is really resonated with the Houston community and many Texans as well. And so I'm so grateful that the community has embraced us to be able to grow to address this need. Like I said, we got a long way to go.
Right.
But we are on the trajectory now to make it happen as long as those volunteers keep coming and people feel moved to contribute to our cause.
Is the end goal, and we may never reach that goal, right, is to not have to do this because people are out of poverty, et cetera. I mean, I guess that's really the dream.
Yeah, the dream would be to put ourselves out of a job.
Right.
We hear so many testimonials out on our routes where we know that we are saving a family an average of $6 to $9 a day. That doesn't sound like a lot to me and you. Maybe it's a couple Starbucks or one Starbucks, depending on how fancy your order
Right.
is. But it can be significant for families that are living on really tight budgets. So we hear testimonials about how much help it is just to know my child's going to eat today and we're saving this money that we can put towards something else. We have a testimonial of a wonderful family that we are honoring this year at our Harvest Luncheon on November 4th. And this wonderful family has been on our route for many, many years. And they give a testimonial that Kids Meals was the one organization that's been there with them, even though the parents were both working and working hard. It was that extra hand up. And they still have a young child, so they're still on our route. But the oldest child that started on our route many years ago just got a full ride scholarship to Johns Hopkins.
Wow.
Yes. And he says, it's a lot of it was thanks to Kids Meals because it was that daily hope. Somebody there to say, we see you and we're here for you, and to be their partner and to refer out other resources. And he said his goal is to be an example to his younger siblings to help them climb out of the poverty circle. It's the first person in their family to ever go to college. I heard you say that earlier.
Yes.
Yes. So his goal is to be an example and really pave the way for the younger siblings.
You said something, you just said it nonchalantly, but the concept of to give someone a hand up, not a hand out,
Yes.
but a hand up. That's really all they're looking for, is a hand up till they can stand on their own, or so they can really, go to college, get a job, and then help their extended family. I mean, that's really what it's all about, a hand up.
Yes.
And I think that's beautiful.
We always say we want to be the fish, but we also want to teach the fish. The fish is the emergency food relief, but we want to give our families resources and support to connect with other nonprofit organizations so they can build better lives.
Wow. You know what? There's an old, I'm going to date myself.
Okay.
There's an old TV show, The Carol Burnett Show.
I know that very well.
Do you know that
yes,
show? Okay.
Of course, yes.
And it was such a great show. And at the end, they have that song, I'm so glad we have this time together. Right?
Yes.
to have a laugh and sing a song. And just before you know it, it comes a time we have to say so long. Are you ready for this? It's been an hour.
Oh, gosh. That went so fast.
Yeah, you just had an hour.
Yes.
It's an hour.
Yes.
We have about 4 or 5 minutes left. Can you imagine that?
That went so fast.
Right?
Yes.
And you probably were thinking, what am I going to do to fill an hour?
Right.
I do want to say really quick, let's touch that thing. Again, I want to say again, we're on every Saturday on Comcast 97, AT&T 99, Phonoscope 96, Suddenlink 99, and HMSTV.org. And my favorite carne guisada is Laredo Taqueria. And I'm not kidding. If you want some good food, go to Laredo Taqueria, and they will hook you up because that food is fantastic. We have it here all the time. And I don't want to forget all my radio shows partners. You can call in all the time. We're here every Monday from 11 to 12. We're trying to do something different. In our own way, we're trying to bring a smile or a little bit of help to the community. So it's just not just the normal media where all you hear about is bad news. You're going to have the last word for the next couple of minutes here. I want you to say whatever you want to say to that camera, not only about you, about your wonderful mother, about kids' meals. How can people get involved? How can they donate? How can they volunteer? Tell us more about your lunch that you're doing, the big luncheon to raise money. It's all yours.
Okay. Well, thank you first for the time today to help us tell our story. It's so important that people know that we are there and we're the nation's only home delivery service for preschool-age children that are living in food insecure homes, living in poverty, and anyone can get involved. Please go to our website at kidsmealsinc.org, volunteer with us, donate your time, and come visit us at our new building. We have built a building that exudes such joy and inspires such hope. And you will want to visit this building frequently, hopefully, to help us make meals for those kids that need it most. I'm so grateful to my mom, Marty Braniff, for setting the stage for me and modeling volunteerism and really the spirit of making a change for those in need. Again, kidsmealsinc.org, and please join us because we cannot do this by ourselves.
Amen for that. What, real quick, where's the building? Give the address again.
The building is 8790 Hammerly Boulevard at Hollister.
Okay, and one more time, your big luncheon is when?
Our luncheon, our harvest luncheon, is November 4th, and it's at the beautiful Marriott Marquis. And anybody can get information on it at kidsmuseinc.org and go to Harvest Luncheon.
And it's easy to donate because while we were on the show, I just gave $1,000 because it was time and we did it. And so, Houston, this is the type of stuff that we've got to get involved in because the community is such in need. And this is not a Democrat thing and it's not a Republican thing. This is a humanitarian thing. This is a Houstonian Harris County thing, which is we got to come together because there's one earth, there's one community, and we all need a hand up now and then. I'm Gilbert Garcia saying we'll see you next time.
All right, Houston, Harris County, this is Gilbert Garcia of A Tip from Gilbert, Talk, Inspiration, and Prayer. We're going to now be on television. We will air every Saturday on Comcast 17, AT&T Channel 99, Phonoscope Channel 96, Suddenlink 99, and also hmstv.org. Every new episode every Saturday at 7 p.m. And follow me on social media. See you then.